What's up, fight fans? Welcome to my channel. This is Johnny, and in today's video we're going to be going over the statistics that nobody talks about when mentioning this weekend's fight at 140 pounds in Chicago, Illinois between Oscar Duarte and Kenneth Sims Jr. Guys, before I continue, I want to say thank you to all the new subscribers. Thank you to everybody who's been with me since day one. If you haven't already, could you please remember to hit subscribe? Could you also like this video? And right now, go down to the bottom of your screen, find the bell notification button, hit that so you never miss a video. Also, a couple weeks back, we launched our Johnny Says Boxing Insider membership. It's a couple dollars a month. It gives you inside access on our YouTube channel, but more importantly, you get to gain VIP access to our Discord. That Discord is a boxing group we have that is growing day by day. You have pro bettors in there. You'll get my parlays, my insider information, and my locks of the week. That link is pinned in the comment section below. All right, guys, this is a fascinating fight on paper. It's one of those fights that was supposed to happen late last year. An injury forced a pullout, and here we are. Luckily for fight fans and both guys who were preparing to fight each other, they get an opportunity to go at it in the middle of the ring. Kenneth Sims Jr. had to pull out of their first scheduled fight due to a knee injury, and he got his wish. He was posting on social media, said he still wanted this fight, and Golden Boy granted that wish. In that wish, he gets to face a big puncher, a guy who likes to finish the show early in Oscar Duarte. So it's going to be an interesting matchup between a guy who's going to have that traditional Mexican style front foot, great body puncher, we got to mention that. Robert Garcia, one of my favorite coaches in the game. He is molded in Oscar Duarte, a nice fighter. And since that Garcia loss, we've seen nothing but good things from Duarte. I feel that Garcia has helped round out Duarte's overall game. With Kenneth Sims Jr., you're talking about a guy with a storied amateur career. You're talking about a guy at 31 years old. It's now or never. This is a guy who feels that he is world champion status. He feels he has what it takes to mix it with the best in the world. So in this video, we're going to break down both guys. We're going to talk a little bit about how they go about their business. Stay tuned to the end of the video. That's where we're going to talk about the current Las Vegas odds, and like always, I'm going to be giving you my money line prediction and telling you where to put yours. All right, guys, in boxing, we get matchups like this every now and then in terms of if you're a fan of a fight style. Which fight style do you like? Do you like a technician? Do you like a guy who is a thinking man's boxer in there? And Kenneth Sims, these are his own words. He's a guy who is vocally spoken about in numerous interviews why he likes to box, why he's good at it, and it's using his opponent's aggression, using his opponent's skill set and strengths against them for him to win. And you've seen him build a really successful professional career off of this style. He doesn't really have one punch knockout power, but he does throw his shots with intent. He's an accurate boxer. He's not going to be a mover, a guy who uses the entire ring, but he uses his footwork good enough to get in and out of the strike zone and come back in to counter. I like his backhand. I like how he sets up his shots. He's an overall really good technical boxer. He will be facing a guy, though, it's no secret to anybody who's tuning in Oscar Duarte, of what he wants to do. He wants to break Sims down to the body. He wants to wear him down mid to late rounds, and Duarte, like always, fan-friendly style, goes for the knockout. So it's going to be which one is more skilled, who's able to implement the game plan, who's able to execute the game plan, and who's going to have their hand raised at the very end. Right now, I do want to remind everybody what's at stake this weekend in Chicago. All right, guys, finally, junior welterweight contenders Oscar Duarte and Kenneth Sims Jr. will meet in an important fight for the division in Chicago this weekend. Sims gets to fight in front of his hometown fans at the Union One Arena on DAZN. Heavy-handed Duarte started boxing at 11 years old after friends invited him to spar, and he became a decorated amateur, claiming regional and national titles. Duarte, trained by Robert Garcia, became pro in 2013, and 10 years onwards lost the biggest fight of his career when he got stopped against Ryan Garcia in 8 rounds. He has won his last 3 since, stopping Jojo Diaz, Miguel Medueno, and outpointing Badr Akhmadov. He became the first man to stop both Diaz and Medueno. The fight had originally been scheduled for last November in Riyadh, only for Sims to suffer a knee injury in training. Sims was an excellent amateur as well. and a former Team USA member who lost by just a point in the final of the Olympic trials to Jose Ramirez in 2012. Still, he traveled the world in the unpaid ranks to Ukraine, Ireland, Chile, Puerto Rico, and he boxed at the World Championships in Kazakhstan in 2013. He lost 2 8-rounders and drew a third, but has since won his last 9, and I quote, "I feel very happy and motivated to be the main event on August 2nd against Sims Jr., an opponent I had previously scheduled to fight. The fight was postponed, and I'm happy it's here," said Duarte. "I want to take this opportunity to thank Oscar De La Hoya, Eric Gomez, and the entire Golden Boy team for their trust. We are going all out, going for that win to get closer to a world title." Sims also responded saying, "This fight is long overdue, and I'm ready to put on a show and leave with the victory. I'm fully healthy now and ready to put on a stellar performance for my fans in Chicago. It's a dream come true to headline in my hometown, the greatest city in the world. The Chi stand up." I always talk about growing up in Northeast Ohio. We'd go to Chicago quite often to see old Indians versus White Sox games. And for a couple months out of the year, in my opinion, during the summer months, Chicago is one of my favorite cities. But those winters are quite brutal. They call it the Windy City for a reason. Getting back on track, this is an interesting matchup. Stylistically, it's no secret what each guy wants to do. I think with Kenneth Sims Jr., people might be overlooking. He's not going to fight using the entire ring. He's not going to be a quote-unquote runner. I don't think this is a quote-unquote Tom and Jerry fight. Sims Jr. will mix it up with you. He'll stand in front of you. He is a bit flat-footed, believe it or not, but he relies on his hand speed, his reflexes, and his skill set to score more points, win more rounds, and eventually frustrate his opponent enough to have his opponent fighting his style of fight. Now with Duarte, he wants you to stand right in front of him. He wants to drag you into a dogfight. We've seen him frustrated before with certain opponents who haven't given him that fight. And adverse to that, when his opponents have chosen to stand and trade and fight Duarte's fight, we've seen Duarte become successful and explosive with knockouts. So that's going to be the narrative going into the weekend. Right now, I do want to take a closer look at the underdog, Kenneth Sims Jr. All right, guys, Sims is 22-2-1. He has 8 knockouts. He has never been stopped. Out of 2,607 fighters in the world at 140 pounds, he's ranked number 45. He's fought a total career of 143 pro rounds and carries into the ring a 36% career knockout to win ratio. His adoring fans know him as the Boss Man. And the 31-year-old American is a 5'10" orthodox fighter with a 69-inch reach. He was born and raised and called Chicago, Illinois, USA home. We last saw him fight Kendo Castaneda, 21-7, UD in the 10th. Romero, 35-4, stopped him in the 5th. Akhmedov, 9-2, majority decision in the 12th. Mirtil, 17-1, stopped him in the 5th. Mino, 22-5, stopped him in the 5th. In my opinion, I don't think it's no secret, the biggest win of Sims Jr. career came against Elvis Rodriguez. That win has aged significantly considering what Elvis has been able to do in the pro ranks. Kenneth Sims Jr., I feel, isn't a household name because he goes about his business as a technician. He's technical with it, but he's not your atypical runner, solely counter boxer. He will trade with his opponents, and he is gritty. He's resilient. He's a dog in there. Guy's a former sparring partner of Bud Crawford, so you know in order for them to bring you in, you have to be a smooth operator, and you know that Sims Jr. has taken a lot from the rounds that he shared with Terrence Crawford. He has a good amateur pedigree. He has a good boxing mind. Every time I watch him, it's no secret. You see him box, you're like, this guy knows what he's doing in the ring. It's going to be interesting. The decisions he makes, though, when he makes those decisions on either to counter, exit the pocket, or punch with Oscar Duarte, he'll be looking to feel out Duarte's power early and then make those decisions moving forward. A lot of times at the highest level, guys, the outcome strictly depends on those split-second choices. Right now, let's take a look at the favorite Oscar Duarte and see what he's been up to in his career. All right, guys, Duarte is 29-2-1. He has been stopped 1 time. He has 23 knockouts. Out of 2,736 fighters in the world at 140 pounds, he's ranked number 15. He's fought a career total of 163 pro rounds and carries into the ring a 79% career knockout to win ratio. His adoring fans know him as La Migrana. The 29-year-old Mexican is a 5'9" orthodox fighter with a 71-inch reach. He was born and raised in Parral, Chihuahua, Mexico. We last saw him fight Madueño, 31-3, stopped him in the 7th. Akhmedov, 10-3, UD in the 10th. Jojo Diaz, 33-5, stopped him in the 9th. Garcia, 23-1, he got stopped in the 8th. keys, 17-2, stopped him in the 7th. And a lot of times you learn the most about a fighter, how they overcome a loss, especially when it's one of those fights where it's his opportunity of a lifetime and then they lose. And a lot of times, guys, in boxing, we know this, when fighters aren't successful in that moment, they never come back. And this was my biggest question mark with Duarte after the Garcia fight. And having watched him come back from that Garcia fight, being the first guy, like I told you, to stop Diaz and Medueno and win 3 sits, his trajectory is high. Golden Boy feels they have a potential world champion with Duarte. He at first has to get past a very tough test in Sims Jr. Duarte wants to hurt you. He wants to break the body down. And like I said, what he looked like against Garcia versus what he's looked like recently, it's a testament to him as an athlete, him as a listener, and also Garcia as a coach and a teacher, because Duarte is fully bought in and committed to that approach that Robert Garcia and the guys at RGBA present to him. When I look at these guys side by side, 31-29, it's now or never for both guys. Each fight from here on out, whoever wins is going to be the biggest fight for their career. So you got to say Duarte has had the bigger moment, even though he lost. If you're looking for the biggest win, Sims Jr. a couple years ago, Elvis Rodriguez, I think, was only 11-0. As that victory has aged, it's his best win. Take what you will about the Kendo Tremendo victory. He's a tough out. He's a seasoned pro. And with Duarte, the Garcia loss is the blemish that sticks out on the resume. He had another loss and a draw early on in his career. Take what you want about the Medueno victory, the Jojo Diaz victory. So on fight night, it really is going to come down to, this is excluding the fanboys, excluding if you're a diehard Oscar fan or a diehard Kenneth Sims fan. This is strictly for the boxing heads, the people who come to my channel looking to where to put their money, is the fact that what do you like more? What style do you like more? Is Duarte going to be able to wear Sims Jr. down? Sims has a dog in him, so Duarte could bait him into this. And will Sims be hurt by that power? Can Duarte win more rounds? Before I give you my prediction, guys, I want to remind everyone I do live streams every day on my channel. In those live streams, I tell you our prop bets, method of victories. We do our long parlays. We talk about MMA. We talk about UFC. So be sure to hit the bell notification button. Also, in this Stats Don't Lie video, I only give you my money line prediction. All right, guys, wherever you are in the world, let's pull out our betting apps. Down here in Australia, the app I use is called Sports Bet, and currently on the money line, Oscar Duarte is a $1.65 favorite, meaning you put 100 on him to win, you get your money back plus $65. The draw is 16-1. Kenneth Sims Jr. is a $2.40 underdog, 100 on Sims Jr. to win, you get your money back plus $140. In my opinion, the odds are kind of wide. I wouldn't expect them to get any wider. I'd actually expect money to come in on Sims the closer we get to fight night. Sims Jr., storied amateur career, a guy that he'll probably admit maybe hasn't filled out to his potential. Oscar Duarte, same thing. He feels that he is a world champion, just hasn't proved it to himself or his fans yet. You give me plus money on Kenneth Sims Jr. fighting in his hometown against a fight that he wants, he asked for. His camp feels that the boss man has the style to beat Duarte. He feels that he has the technique and the ability to not get hurt. I'm actually going to go in on the underdog here. I'm going to put my money on Kenneth Sims Jr. I think the boss man's boxing IQ and his acumen, how he's able to maneuver into the ring, his counters, his backhand, I think he's going to win more rounds, and I like Kenneth Sims Jr. on the money line. Could be shocking if you follow my channel. Don't have to agree with me. In the comment section below, do you think... What's up, fight fans? Welcome to my channel. This is Johnny, and in today's video we're going to be going over the statistics that nobody talks about when mentioning this weekend's co-main event in Chicago, Illinois at 140 pounds between two former world champions, Regis Prograis and Jojo Diaz. Guys, before I continue, I want to say thank you to all the new subscribers. Thank you to everybody who's been with me since day one. If you haven't already, could you please remember to hit subscribe? Could you also like this video? Go down to the bottom of your screen right now. find the bell notification button, click that so you never miss a video. Also, guys, we launched our Johnny Says Boxing VIP membership on the channel. It's a couple dollars a month. You get more access on the channel. You get the community posts. You get access on our live streams. But more importantly, this is the best bit. You get to become a member of our private Discord group. That link is pinned in the comments section below. All right, guys, we've already covered the main events on this fight card between Kenneth Sims Jr. and Oscar Duarte. This is the co-main event in the Windy City this weekend between two guys who were once at the top of the mountain and two guys who feel that they want to get back there again and understand that this is probably their last opportunity. Jojo Diaz, a former world champion, he's moving up to 140 pounds. This is a guy, when he was at his best, he was a really tough out, a really fun fighter. He comes with a large fan base, and it seems like he's in his mid-40s, but Jojo's only 32 years old. It's been well documented, his struggles outside of the ring. Very common in boxing, unfortunately. Everything I've heard during Media Week, just got done watching an interview with him and his newer coach on Fight Hype. They were talking about how everything is in order, everything is in line. He claims his belief is there, his work ethic is there. But guys, I just watched him last month. He took a tune-up fight in Tijuana, Mexico. He did not look good. He got the dub. It was a 6-rounder. But at 32 years old, he was never the fastest guy. He was never the slickest or sharpest guy. And if that fight a month ago is signs of what we're going to see this weekend, Jojo Diaz has a tall hill to climb. In his opponent, Regis Prograis, he was a former world champion. We've seen him recently. He's on a bit of a skid. His last two losses, no shade though. He fought Devin Haney. He fought Jack Catterall. He actually dropped Jack Catterall, lost the decision. Afterwards, he spoke about how he was going to retire and pick up bare knuckle boxing. We know as boxing fans, especially people who put money on these fights and fighters, you never want to hear that from a fighter talking about retirement. You know what I mean? So take that for however you want to, put as much reason on it with however you want to. Either way, the fight's going down. Prograis is in his natural weight class at 140 pounds. Like I said, Jojo's moving up, southpaw versus southpaw. Regis isn't the guy he used to be. Jojo isn't the guy he used to be. So bet at caution. Because I do these breakdowns, because you guys were asking for me to break this down, these stats don't lie videos, I'm going to give you my prediction, but I also have a lot of bettors on this channel. Our Discord is a professional betting private group. So I'm going to say right now, just because I'm telling you my prediction at the end, that doesn't necessarily mean I'm going to bet on this fight. Some fights I don't bet on, and some great advice I could give you guys. Sometimes our best victories are the victories in which we don't play. Right now, I do want to remind everybody what's at stake this weekend in Chicago. Regis Prograis finds himself needing to rebound back to form after winning the WBC Junior Welterweight title with a knockout of Jose Zepeda in 2022. He followed that up with a shaky split decision victory over Danielito Zorrilla. Since then, he's suffered back-to-back losses to Haney and Catterall. Jojo Diaz is also trying to revive a once promising career. The 2012 Olympian has gone 2-6 in his last 8, with recent losses to Oscar Duarte and Abraham Montoya further dimming his career. He did notch up a confidence-building win over Jorge Luis Valencia Diaz in his last fight, but questions remain about whether he can beat Prograis. Prograis must leverage his natural power and reach advantage. If Regis can rediscover his explosive punching, particularly from his southpaw stance, then Diaz could be in for a tough fight. Prograis has 29 wins with 24 coming by way of knockout. He needs to establish his jab early to control distance, keeping Diaz on the end of his punches before landing his left hand to break Diaz down. A disciplined defensive strategy, including head movement, will be critical to avoid Diaz's counters. Diaz, on the other hand, will likely seek to negate Prograis' power by getting inside and working the body. Diaz is an experienced southpaw with good movement and positioning. While he doesn't possess the same knockout power as Prograis, his high volume pressure could prove problematic. Diaz will need to slip Regis' power punches and then unleash combos. So that's basically what it is. Diaz is going to be an inside pocket body puncher. That's going to be his game plan. This is southpaw versus southpaw. Diaz is the smaller guy. Regis has the power advantage, guys. I gotta be honest with you. Even if both guys were in their prime, I'm talking Jojo at his best, I still don't think I would take him over Regis Prograis. The question is, who has more in the tank? Moving forward, I do want to take a closer look at each fighter and see what they've been up to in their career. Let's look at Jojo real quick. Guys, Diaz is 34-7-1. He has 15 knockouts. He's been stopped one time. Out of 2,595 fighters in the world at 135, he's ranked 162. Remember, guys, this fight's at 140. He's fought a total career of 332 pro rounds. He carries into the ring a 44% career knockout to win ratio. The American is a 5'6" southpaw. He's 32 years old with a 64-inch reach. He was born in South El Monte, California, but calls Covina, California, USA home. We last saw him fight Jorge Luis Valencia Diaz, 6-4-1, won a UD in the 8th. He then lost 3 in a row, to Montoya by a decision, to Duarte by stoppage, to Campos by a split. His last win before those 3 losses were to a guy named Jerry Perez, 14-2. He won via UD. He then lost 3 more in a row. So this is what we're talking about. 6 out of his last fights, he has lost. His fans are going to tell you it's because the lack of discipline. Say it for what you will. They're also going to say he's only 32. They're going to say he's coming off a win. They're going to say what he says, that he has everything figured out. Guys, he's never been the fastest guy. He's never had one-punch knockout power. He's at 140 for the first time. This is a desperate fighter, but sometimes desperation leads to success, and we'll see if that's the case this Saturday. Right now, let's look at Prograis and see what he's been up to in his career. All right, guys, Regis is 29-3 with 24 knockouts. He's never been stopped. Out of 2,740 fighters in the world at 140 pounds, he's ranked number 25. He's fought a career total of 172 pro rounds and carries into the ring an 83% career knockout to win ratio. His adoring fans know him as Rougarou. He's 36 years old, and the American's a southpaw, standing at 5'8" with a 67-inch reach. He was born in New Orleans, Louisiana, but calls Houston, Texas, USA home. We last saw him against Catterall, 29-1 UD in the 12th. He lost. Haney, 30-0, lost another UD in the 12th. Zarilla, 17-1, won a split. Zepeda, 36-2, stopped him in the 11th. McKenna, 22-2, stopped him in the 6th. He then had 2 more wins via stoppage, and then his loss to Josh Taylor, which was a great fight. Some people said that Rougarou won that fight. When Regis is at his best for the division, he is a hard-hitting, big southpaw. He does a lot of things really well. He utilizes his timing really well. His ability to manage range and distance and catch his opponents at the end of his backhand. And when he's doing that, he's grooving. Like I said, too, in his last 2 fights, 2 decision losses to 2 really tough guys. There's no shade there. The Haney loss, he fought decent. The Catterall loss, he dropped Catterall, fought decent. So it's not like he is totally declined, but we have seen a declination in his speed and reflexes, considering he has relied upon those things throughout his career to become and be successful. Guys, before I look at the odds and I give you guys my prediction, I want to let everybody know I do live streams every day. In those live streams, that's where we piece together our week-long parlays. We talk about the UFC, we talk about over-unders, knockdown props, method of victories. I give you my upset of the week, so you have to click the bell icon so you never miss a live stream. But on these Stats Don't Lie videos, I only give you my money line prediction. All right, guys, let's pull out our betting apps. The app I use down here in Australia is called Sportsbet, and on the money line, Regis is a $1.12 favorite. 100 on Regis gets you your money back plus $12. The draw is 20-1. Jojo is a $7.25 underdog. 100 on him gets you your money back plus $625. Jojo is a 6-1 underdog. Guys, this fight for me was hard to get excited for. In Regis, you have a guy who told us he was retiring to do bare knuckle boxing. In Jojo, we just saw him in June in Tijuana. Pull the tape up. You'll see what I'm talking about. Look slow, look lethargic. That was definitely a bounce back fight, a warm up, a tune up, whatever you want to call it. He didn't look good. Regis is not that guy in Tijuana. Regis is a natural 140 guy. Regis didn't look that bad in his last fight. I fully expect Regis Prograis to win this fight. It just comes down to, does he win a decision or does he stop Jojo? You guys could get as fancy as you want with that. Just know if you do pick a method of victory, Jojo has only been stopped once against Duarte, who's actually headlining on this card. You don't have to agree with me. In the comments section below, let me know how you see this one going.